Hello, we're here today at Dogfish Head in beautiful Milton, Delaware. As you can see out my window behind me, we're in the heart of horse country here. I'm getting ready to go out on a fox hunt, but before I do, I wanted to let you know about Chicha, the newest beer that we're releasing from our pub. And it's a really exciting beer. Our sort of mission of off-centered ales for off-centered people definitely involves a respect and interest in looking backwards in addition to looking forwards. We like to say around here that the Reinheitsgebot is nothing more than a relatively modern form of art censorship. If you look well earlier in civilization, before the Bavarians determined for all of us what we should be drinking, every culture was making beautiful, exotic beers using indigenous ingredients, and South America is no different. Chicha is sort of the informal national beverage of Peru. It's brewed in Brazil. It's brewed in Bolivia. And what's cool is every different area down there has a slightly different take on the recipe for chicha. They might use strawberries, they might use rough sugars, cinnamon, spices, squash, but the one main constant is the main fermentable source is corn. And our chicha recipe is based most closely on the Peruvian traditional chicha, meaning we use their local indigenous purple corn. As you know, most beers in fermentation, the grains go through germination, and through temperature changes during the brewing process, starches are converted into sugar. What's kind of unique and exotic about chicha is that at least a fraction of the corn is prepared for brewing through the salivation process, meaning that starches are converted to fermentable sugars through a chewing process, where the enzyme in saliva called diastase is used as a catalyst to convert the starches to sugars. And then after the chewing process goes on, the local villagers push the salivated, hydrated corn to the front of their mouths, making these small cakes called muco. The muco's laid out to allow the enzymes to do their work and convert the starches to sugar overnight, and then the next day the beer is brewed. It may sound very odd, but it's a very, very traditional, authentic way of making this beer. So we sat at our pub in Rehoboth for many, many hours chewing the purple corn that we got directly from Peru for this beer, along with Dr. Pat McGovern, Clark, folks from the University of Pennsylvania, and some of our coworkers at Dogfish Head. Now, this grain that was prepared in this method is then incorporated into a more traditional mash that involves additional yellow corn before the beer is transferred. The wort, the sweet liquid, is transferred out of the lauter mash tun into the boil kettle. So anything that might be in the beer, saliva or whatever, goes through a sterilization process that's just naturally part of the brewing process. That's why these Peruvians drink so much chicha, and their kids drink it as well. It's known to be a nutritious part of their daily diet. And because it goes through the boil process, it's actually more sanitary, sterile, and consistency than the drinking water down there. So our version of chicha, in addition to having the salivated purple Peruvian corn, it has these reddish moly tree seeds, tree peppers, that are this beautiful pink color, and we also, going on a Peruvian recipe, add strawberries that we puree and add to this beer. So the beer is kind of milky straw color, and then it has a subtle but beautiful purpley reddish hue that comes from the Peruvian purple corn, the mole, and the strawberries as well. So we hope you get down to the pub and try our chicha. It's both another example of us looking backwards for inspiration and trying to keep these amazing, wonderful traditions going for the future of the brewing community.